the little raindrop symbols under the clouds? That's my forecast for today. It says 29% of precipitation. I want to do some casting. I don't want to get my furnace out there boiling hot and have it suddenly get rained on. I think it busted all up. Now I got to decide, do I try or do I don't? Welcome to Amateur Redneck Workshop. I'm Harold, the world's greatest redneck. And I started the day figuring on casting some aluminum, and then the weather forecast and the boss lady swearing to it's kind of talked me out of it. So I've been promised good weather tomorrow, you know, so I'll do it then. But I did find a few things to do. So I thought, well, I did them, and so here they are in the video. You know, you can't just sit still and do nothing. Well, you could, but it's not good for you. Anyway, we're going to get on with this is kind of an odds and ends kind of video, but I'm not going to call it that. Alright, let's just get on with it and get it over. Well, my plans were to come out here and make a casting. About 2 days ago I put water in the sand. Probably too much. I've left this thing open all that time, and the sand still looks slightly damp to me here. And when I say slightly damp, I mean possibly to an exceptionally too much. I don't know, it might not be too much. How about that redneck muller there? Some people use them for garden rakes. They just don't realize it's a redneck muller. So if you look at this, it clumps up and it breaks clean, so it must be ready. Everything's ready but the weather. I told the boss lady what I was thinking about doing. She says, it's going to rain at 2. So I don't want my furnace out there 1600 degrees and ice cold rain come dropping down on it. I've managed to survive for 40 years at least, and I don't want to wipe it out in a few minutes. So we're going to do some other stuff. I ordered some wire to wire the CNC connector on the new plasma cutter, and I obviously have no idea what to do on ordering wire, because I got this is too big to go in the connector, pretty sure, and all those wires are solid. I wanted stranded, but then after watching Mr. Stephen Lang today and brought back memories of the past, I wanted to show you guys something. So I climbed up in the top of the shelf up there, and here's the wire that I used before, and it's got enough wire in it, and it's small enough to go in the thing. And so I didn't need to order any wire at all, I just remembered what I had. So anyway, he was making mandrels, and I can remember way back when I was messing with motorcycles that I made this fixture right here. And I know that's an odd looking thing, isn't it? But if your typical 2-cycle motor has got a cylinder head that's flat on the bottom, got fins on the top. You roll it over and there's a cup in there, and that cup's for the combustion chamber. And back in the 60s and 70s, the various brands would have a racing book. They would tell you how to grind the ports to, you know, get better performance, and how excuse me, and how much space should be in that cup in top of the head, how much the exact displacement should be in it. So you could take it and screw in the spark plug that you were going to use, turn it upside down, and get a baby bottle with a known amount of oil or water, whatever you liked. Pour it over in there, and I would do it with I'd have a piece of clear plexiglass on top of the head with a hole in the middle, and I'd pour it in there so that the liquid didn't dome up, you know, it'd lay out flat. And then by how much liquid I poured in, I knew the volume of that cylinder head. And I would put the cylinder head on here, because they all had 4 holes. I would stick the cylinder head on here, and these little screws expand out the metal. You know, they're not very pretty, because I did them with a hacksaw An unskilled person with a hacksaw can really make some ugly looking stuff, but they work, you know. And I would stick this in my lathe, and I would cut that cylinder head, you know, a little bit, and then I'd take it, set it down, and I'd pour the liquid in, and little by little I would come to do what they call CCing the head. I'd get the right number of cubic centimeters of space in that cylinder head, which of course improved the performance of people's motorcycles. But I had not thought much about that until Steve Lang there started making a mandrel today. That's from back in the early 70s. Got all kind of junk laying around up there in the box, and some nice big pieces of aluminum that I'd forgotten I even had. So I don't know, that's what happens when you got stuff way up on a high shelf. And while I was up there digging around that shelf, I found this box of floor tile from 20 years ago when I redid the bathroom downstairs. And I put it up there as spares in case a tile got broken, I could replace it. And this past summer, of course, I broke up that tile floor and threw it all out, so I definitely don't need these spare floor tiles. So they're going into the garboon right along with all the other stuff. And I found this. I don't know what the heck I made this for. It's a screw, got a nut on it. I don't remember what I made that for, but there it was. So all kind of amazing things can be found when you go to the top of the shelves that you never look in. I came out here with a job to do for the boss lady, and I had this in my pocket, shirt pocket, and I got to looking around for those things to, you know, those mandrel things, and I forgot all about this until I moved my ladder, and the thing was poking against, hung on the ladder, and then I remembered it. And the reason this knife is all messed up like it is we reupholstered some chairs for the kitchen, or you know, for the dining area, whatever. And I looked around, the boss lady was popping the staples out of the old cover with her favorite kitchen knife. So after she'd popped a bunch of them out, it was doing a good job. I took and I used it too, but as you can see, it didn't help the end of it very much. It knocked a bunch of nicks in it and broke the point off. And so I was supposed to come out here and see if I couldn't make this workable again. But being old, I got sidetracked and did 100 other things. I'm sure some of you might have done that too. Oh, that's grease shaped and it's sharp. I'll run it through the kitchen sharpener. Didn't take long, did it? I think the trouble I'd be in if I walked back in and still stick out of my shirt pocket, and I didn't do it yet. Now the stupid thing's 39%. I don't have a chance. In as much as we're set up with the camera, let's just go ahead and hear from Ole. Seems like Ole and Sven went out, tied one on one night. Ole got home, he was, you know, he was so so far gone that he had a fifth of whiskey in each one of his hip pockets, and he was trying to make his way up the stairs, and he stumbled and fell and sat right down on both those bottles and broke them, and got a lot of painful cuts there, you know. And so he didn't want to wake up, you know, Lena, but it was too late now. Of course, he figured if he was real quiet, maybe she still wouldn't have heard all that. So he pulls his britches down and cleans up the things as good as he can, puts a whole package of Band-Aids on, and stumbles on off to bed. Well, when he wakes up the next morning, there's Lena. She says, so you was out drinking last night? He said, oh no, Lena, what makes you think that? She says, well, she says, for one thing, she says, there's broken glass on the stairs, and for another, She says there's a whole box of Band-Aids on the hall mirror. Well, that's all, folks. Y'all try to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Leave a comment if you got something to say. And above all, remember, keep on keeping on. Bye now.